What's the USP? I've heard that question so many times. So let me just answer the question of what is the USP. So the USP is the unique selling proposition. Unique selling proposition. What is that? What is a unique selling proposition? So in advertising, before you start, advertising for a product or a service or even a brand, you need to find out what is it that makes that brand stand apart. What is it that makes that brand unique? And what is it that would make, customers buy from you instead of buying from somebody else? So that's what I mean when I say the unique selling proposition. So how can you determine a unique selling proposition? Let me start by writing it down because sometimes it's clearer when you can see something. So we've got the unique selling proposition. In other words, it's the USP. And sometimes we think about different products in different ways. So for example, if you look at anything, maybe like the pair of shoes you've got on, what made you buy those pair of shoes? What is it that makes that pair of shoes or that pair of trainers different from any other brand? So it could be something that's personal to you. It might be because that pair of shoes or that pair of trainers, those pair of trainers are named after somebody that you feel, that inspires you, somebody that you look up to. I'm not going to give any brand names here, but it could be any of those reasons, somebody you look up to, somebody you're inspired by. And it could also be just a simple matter of maybe somebody else in your family, for example, or maybe another one of your friends might use that brand. And you just come to, understand that brand better than other brands. You've just, developed a love for that brand because maybe other people that you love also use that brand. So it's kind of like a family thing, or maybe just maybe a kind of heritage, and that you've just, you've joined that bandwagon and that's why you use that particular brand or service. And it could also be something else. It could be something that is a part of that brand or a part of that product. Let me just give you an example. Something really easy that anybody can think of. What's your favorite drink, for example? What does it taste like? Do you like it because it's sweet, or do you like it because it's not sweet? Do you like it because of the color? Do you like it because of the way it makes you feel after you've drank it? Or do you just like it, because you like it? So little things like that will determine your brand's unique selling proposition. So, in order to determine that, you're looking at not just that product itself, not just what's inherent in that product. You might also want to look at things like maybe how much that product is selling for. So let's just say maybe you've got a very large disposable budget every month or every week or every day. And, that product may be just, within your budget, for example. And that's why you choose to buy that brand. So for you, that is why you always choose that brand, because that fits within your budget. Maybe you have a smaller budget as well, and you've got other things that you want to include in your, your weekly spend or your daily spend. So you would, choose a product which falls within your price bracket. In other words, whatever it is that you can afford, basically, that's what you'd buy. So sometimes a brand is positioned on the basis of what people can afford. And if you just walk down your high street, or if you walk down, any major roads within your neighborhood, you will see stores where people go and buy things because of the price. Another thing about price is that sometimes it's not the only thing that attracts you to a brand. Sometimes it actually deters you from buying a brand as well. So for example, if you think of your favorite phone, for example, why do you want to buy that phone? Is it within your budget? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But, the cost of it sometimes is what sets it apart and makes it something that you can't actually have. Maybe it's something that you can't have today. It might be something that you might be able to afford later on or in the future, but right now it's not something that you can afford, so it's out of your price range. Another very important thing that makes people want to buy something is just maybe the way something looks. We all go into supermarkets every day. You go into your shop, your daily shop, and you see different things that, like colors, designs, photographs, pictures, you name it. There's so many things that go into making a product or service look a certain way. So those are some of the, that's another reason why you might want to buy it, because it just looks a certain way and you love having that thing sat in your cupboard or your wardrobe, or just having it on you just because of the way it looks. It might not even be because that product is better than any other kind of product, or maybe it's it could actually even be the same, but because it's packaged in a different way, it might just be something that is unique to you, and it makes it very, very different from all the other ones. So I'm going to give a very good example here. Sometimes we all like to eat pizza, and sometimes you want to get your pizza really, really quickly. Can you think of a brand that does that better than anyone else? I'm not going to name any names here, but some brands just do it better than others. And sometimes maybe you're really, really hungry and you want to eat something and you really haven't got the time to waste. What's your favorite restaurant? And why did you choose that restaurant? Right, exactly. So sometimes it's not just about maybe that product or service being better than another product, or maybe that product or service looking different. Sometimes it's just because there's some things in our life that we just want right now, and time is so important to everybody, right? So sometimes you just want to go for that product that saves you time. And also, like I talked about before, it could also just be because maybe has a certain, memory that it brings back for you. Now, I'll give you a personal example. When my mum was alive, she loved to wear a certain brand to work. And even now, I still have a number of her little artifacts that she used to use when she did that work. And if I ever to be in a shop or department store and I come across that brand and I've got a little bit extra money, I might just buy it because it reminds me of my mum. It reminds me of what she used to like, what she used to buy. And that's just why I bought it. So it's unique in the sense that it has a special meaning for me. So it could be unique because of the way it looks. It could be unique because of the way it feels, or the kind of feeling it gives you. And it could also be unique because of so many other things. Like I said, maybe the price is a good price for you and it makes it affordable for you as well. And another thing you want to look at in terms of a unique selling proposition is who else is doing it. So who else is selling that product? So that's why it's so important to answer this question. So you want to say or ask yourself, who else sells it? Okay, so it could be, that one shop does it better than another shop. And it might just be that both shops actually do the same products, but maybe you just have a preference for another shop. So we're talking about competition here, and the whole purpose of selling, the whole purpose of marketing, the whole purpose of commerce, e-commerce, or whatever word you want to use to describe the process of people exchanging goods and services, in exchange for another. It's all about choice, right? We all have a choice, and that's the beauty of marketing and copywriting and advertising. It gives people a choice, and because people have a choice, that's what makes products different, okay? And that's the reason why some products,